This store has been the center of an investigation and a place of mourning. People continue to make their way over here to this makeshift memorial outside of the Cielo Vista Walmart where 22 people were gunned down. Now, another important thing to note using this cycle track are some new traffic signals that are dedicated for cyclists. And when it turns green, that's when you can go. KFOX 14 has requested multiple interviews with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to address the delay and budget issues. In fact, I've been requesting to speak with someone since January of 2018 with no luck. Anita, yes, we're here outside of the University Medical Center where 13 of the 26 people injured were brought. This morning, hundreds of soldiers will take a hike in McElligan Canyon for a good cause. KFOX 14 Morning News reporter Kaylee Heck is live in Northeast El Paso to tell us how the hike aims to help homeless veterans. Kaylee? El Paso City Council members are expected to talk about an elected official's removal from office at this morning's meeting. Yesterday, City Rep Sam Morgan appeared for his first council meeting since being arrested for domestic violence. In this week's Pet Pals segment, June is National Adopt a Shelter Cat Month, and the El Paso Animal Services has hundreds of cats you can choose from.
He beat me by 1 point,
He's
and he's so high and mighty now.
I beat him by 3 points.
It was one. Don't lie to the people.
Sandra's here with a look at weather, and you've got a hot forecast.
Oh, John, I thought you were going to say something.
Oh.
Gloria got it.
Alcohol purchase was about like 12 ounce.
Going undercover.
I just tell myself, if these people do wrong, that's on them.
For the greater good.
We're trying to make sure they're doing the right thing.
The Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission says it organizes underage compliance operations simply to ensure folks are following the law.
And the whole idea is to identify maybe deficiencies in our education, or identify deficiencies that someone that owns a licensed premise may be doing.
KFOX 14 is keeping the identities of the minor and TABC field officers hidden to not compromise any future operations. This spring break, TABC checked in on 11 locations in the borderland, all located along I-10. But before any operation starts, the agency hires a minor first.
We want them to look young. The gold standard is when they wear a high school t-shirt on a sting.
Major Paul Parent with TABC's Enforcement Division says teens can start participating as soon as they have a Texas-issued ID.
If they're asked to present that ID, they present that valid ID.
My first few times it was a little nerve-wracking, but I just hope and pray for the best.
The operation team consists of the minor, undercover, and uniformed officers. Before they go out, the teen is briefed.
If they ask if your age, be truthful.
The minor is told to be upfront and honest about their age and to not push anyone into selling them alcohol.
We're not out there to deceive anybody. It's strictly, as the name implies, an underage compliance check of the location.
The minor is given money to use and the team heads out.
We'll be safe.
Parent says this particular operation is targeting restaurants and convenience stores.
We're along routes where you may have spring break traffic.
He says locations are chosen based on their violation history and how long it's been since they were last checked. Parent tells KFOX 14 that those locations are also given a heads up.
So they've just recently been educated before we even went out there.
The minor will go in with 2 undercover officers, grab beer that's easily identifiable, and head to the register.
The first few times I was like, oh my God, are they gonna call the cops on me or something? I just go up to the counter and then they ask me, is that gonna be all for you? And then yes, that's gonna be all for me. Then they ask me for my ID and I give them my ID, and
it's all up to the employee.
And if they sell it, they sell it. If they don't, they don't.
Some will ask,
Can I see your ID? Absolutely.
You're not 21, I can't sell to you.
while others don't.
And it's no secret that we do these. Everybody knows it. It's not something that's kept secret as.
Out of the 11 locations, only 1 failed the test. Parent says Tacos Chinampa in East El Paso sold alcohol to the 17-year-old undercover minor. They received an administrative notice and the employee responsible is slapped with a Class A misdemeanor, meaning they could pay a fine of up to $4,000 or spend up to a year in jail. But he says overall, businesses in El Paso are following the law. In fact, businesses that don't allow for on-premise consumption have a 90% compliance rate, while on-premise businesses have an 85% compliance rate.
To ensure that basically our education programs are working, it's all geared towards public safety.
Gloria DeLeon, KFOX 14 News at 9.
It's a team, you know. I depend on him, and he depends on me 100%.
Standing on 2 legs or 4,
It's a big hide-and-seek game for us.
the job remains the same. These canines ensure folks crossing the U.S.-Mexico border are not transporting items, specifically foods that aren't allowed.
Fruit is prohibited because there's an insect that likes to eat those. And that insect for us here on the border is the Mexican fruit fly. We're just trying to adhere to prevent any type of spread of disease and stuff.
The list of foods you can't bring over the border is pretty extensive, which is why CBP officers simply can't monitor it all efficiently on their own.
With a dog, we expedite the traveling. We expedite inspections. We don't need to search every bag.
What started as a Beagle Brigade with the U.S. Department of Agriculture back in 1984 has grown into the CBP Agriculture Canine Program that it is today, with more than 116 pups on the force. When the program began, Beagles were the preferred breed because of their non-threatening size, keen sense of smell, and high food drive. But in 2000, Labrador Retrievers joined the agency, which is why Keela and Noah are able to wear their badges proudly.
We grow as a bond together.
They're the only 2 agriculture dogs that are dedicated to El Paso's ports of entry and postal offices. Noah just retired in January due to health reasons, and his partner of 2 years, Kevin Nieves, says he's become a part of the family. You kept Noah, right?
Yeah, I kept Noah. He just retired for medical issues, so now he's at home with me, enjoying his couch. He's going to be here with my family forever.
Keela, on the other hand, is new on the job. She just started a month ago. So far, she's able to sniff out apples, citrus, pork, and mango.
She's doing pretty good.
Now it's up to her partner, Daniel Anaya, to help her work on the rest of the prohibited items.
Every day, it's, we just kind of have a building block, and every day we go a little bit further and further with her.
Despite her lack of experience right now, her job still helps CBP cut down on manpower and time.
Her job is to tell me that there's something prohibited in that bag. It's my job to open it up and find it.
Once a prohibited food item is found, they're taken to the lab. The fruits and vegetables are inspected closely and then disposed of, while everything else goes up in flames. CBP says the reason these canines are so successful in their job, their noses.
The dog's smell is completely different from the way we smell. They smell on layers. If we have a bag with food, they might have like tortillas, they might have fruit in there, and they might have clothes, perfume. The dog can identify every single odor in that bag and break it down in layers. And he can discriminate against everything that is a non-target and specify and say there's an orange or there's a fruit in this bag.
These pups play a crucial role in keeping Americans safe every single day. And it's a job their partners can't imagine living without.
Oh, I love it every day. I mean, it's the best job. I mean, I come to work every day and there's a dog happy to play with me. And
best job ever.
Gloria DeLeon, KFOX 14 News at 9.